Happy New Year, people. I hope you've had a good one and a good festive period. And thank you to everyone who's liked and subscribed and helped us to hit over 1,000 subscribers. We appreciate it massively. I'm doing this video. I'm going to tell you a complete breakdown of our company outgoings, top to bottom, right? Everything that we pay out on an annual basis and then a monthly, and we're going to break it down into weekly and daily as well, to know what we need to earn to cover our overheads and make a profit, and obviously pay the lads as well. All right, the reason that I'm doing this is because I speak to so many people that want to set up a company and they think it is as easy as just getting good rates, going on site and making a fortune. That can be the case if you get it right. However, in my experience, and that's all this is our experience on what it's like to actually run a company, it isn't that simple, okay? I didn't do this for, I literally used to just go and work really hard, and then whatever I made. That's not the case today. Like, we know our numbers. What is your number? If you don't know it, maybe going into 2023, a good place to start is working out exactly what your overheads are. Let's do it. I'm going to tell you everything we pay out. Like and subscribe, and let's go. Right, so I've tried to include in this everything. I don't think there's anything missed off, but you know, I've gone through the bank statements and our accounts as well. A couple of the big ones, right? Public liability insurance. We're covered, and I might have got this the wrong way around, but I'm pretty sure we're covered for £10 million public liability, £5 million employers liability. As our company grows, the amount this costs us will go up, because obviously we're taking on more lads and whatever else. But as it stands, we pay out £890 per year for our public liability insurance. All right, so every contractor and new builder that we work for, we send them that along with our RAMs, which are risk assessments and method statements. All right, so they get that as soon as we they place an order. They place an order and we send that over to them. So we've got that. I think that's up in September, but you know, it's irrelevant. We pay our accountant £2,880 a year. All right, so if you're a sole trader, your accountants will be, and you go to being a limited business, your accounts will be different. So we pay our accountants to do all of our bookkeeping. They register the subbies for us. So if someone comes on to do a bit of work for us, our accountant will register them. I used to be able to do it. We as a business used to be able to do it. That's not the case anymore. Our accountant has to do it. So we pay them £880 a month. That's including VAT. All right. So I think it's £200 a month plus the £40 VAT, and it comes out at 2,880 quid. Our van and truck insurance, right? So the only motors that we have through the business are Christian's truck and my van, and our insurance combined is £1,350 per annum. We put about £6,000 worth of fuel in a year. So again, that's for both of us. All of our fuel comes out of the business. We use our motors for work, so it all comes out of the company. We've spent about 930 quid this year on repairs. All right, so you know, new tyres, servicing, and whatever else, anything that goes wrong. Just trying to think off the top. Our Christian's window broke, so we had to get that fixed. But yeah, 930 quid. So we don't like having stuff on finance in the business, right? So, you know, you see a lot of companies set up and they're driving around in brand new vans after the first year. I ain't got no problem with that, but that isn't how we want to roll. The art of business, in my opinion, is to earn as much as possible and pay out as little as possible. If you're trying to find £600 a month for a brand new van, or two new vans, if me and Chris both got one each, that's 1,200 quid a month that we've got to find before anything else. All right, so you'll see why I believe that's so detrimental when we get to the end of this. But we don't like having stuff on finance, so we own our motors, and we just maintain them and pay for the fuel out of the company. So yeah, that's the repairs. So this year, in the calendar year, we've spent 1,200 quid on tools. And by that, it's like muck bins. We bought some more profiles, clamps, like all the stuff that we need to help the company move forward and to be able to produce the sort of work we produce. You know, if there's a tool that we can buy that makes our job easier and makes it easier for the lads, then we'll buy it. All right, so we've done 1,200 quid on tools. A lot of these outgoing, the next ones won't apply to everybody, but they apply to us. So we create content. I do a video every Tuesday. If you haven't subscribed, do hit the notification bell. And to do that, we need to pay for some software. All right, so out of the company we paid £239 a year to Premiere Pro. It's actually £239.64 to Premiere Pro. That's an Adobe software, all right, so I can edit all the videos on my laptop. But that's a business outgoing because I'm only creating content for the business. We pay for Veed, all right, so 75% of people watch videos without the sound on, whether they're on the bus, the tube, whatever, because they read the subtitles. All right, so the subtitle software is called Veed.io for those of you that want to create content, and it's 216 quid for the year. All right, so it's not a massive amount of money, and it enables everyone to watch our content without the sound on. You got Microsoft Windows for obvious reasons, sending invoices and whatever else we need to do. So that comes out of business. That's only 60 quid. Our website hosting is about 250 quid for the year. So that's all pretty straightforward. We pay for G Suite as well. And actually, I'm going to get this number down. But G Suite is, so like for our emails, we can share content up on, we put it into a cloud, and then Christian can rip it down the other end. We don't really use that much, to be fair. So I'm going to adjust that. And again, going through these numbers, it helps me look at them and be like, oh, can we tweak that? Can we get that down? Rather than just burying my head in the sand and forgetting about it. So yeah, we paid £220 a year to G Suite. Our phones and our iPads come to about 1,500 quid for the year. We've got an iPad for site work. We've both got our phones that come out of the company as well. We could probably get that down a little bit. We put 150 quid. No, probably more than that actually. It's probably about 20. Yeah, 150 quid in fuel for the disc cutter. We don't use a massive amount, and it lasts a little while. So probably about 150 quid a year for that. We actually bought a new disc cutter this year as well, which is 550 quid. And we actually got our other ones, all of our other disc cutters serviced as well. So again, the maintenance of the tools for us is important. That was so the disc cutter was 550, and the disc cutter repair was 275. All right, so that's been paid out this year as well. We've got road tax for our motors, which comes to £576 combined for the year. And then the last one probably on there is clothing. All right, so like high vises, jackets, whatever else, that comes to £245.28. All right, so all of those combined is £17,531.92. All right, that's what we pay out per annum. That's our overheads for our company, basically. All right, that's accountant, vans, like I've just said, that's pretty much everything in there, I think. So now we've got that number. We know our number, right? 17,531.92, right? We break that down into months, 12 months of the year. That takes us to £1,460.99 per month. Okay, that's what we need to find before we make any money and before we pay any subbies, all right? If you want to break that down into the week, it takes you to £365.24. All right, that's what we need to find per week, again, to cover all of our overheads. And then per day, all right, so if we say there's 20 working days in a month or 250 working days in a year, it's £73.04. All right, so we've got to make £73.04 every single day without fail to cover that money. All right, and I appreciate there's a few variables in there, like you won't buy a disc cutter every year and servicing the motors and whatever else, that all changes, but stuff goes up as well, right? So this is just like a, an average, I guess. This is what we paid last year. So on top of that, to have a 3-and-1 on site, right? So to have 3 bricklayers and a labourer on site, we're going to be paying the foreman, just for argument's sake. And I appreciate a lot of you guys listening to this live up north. You're on price. I get it. It's fine. But this is just my experience of working in our area on day rate. Okay. So we're going to be paying a foreman around 250 quid a day. It might be a bit more, might be less, whatever, just as a rule of thumb. Bricklayers are probably on like 215s, 220s. All right. So you've got 250, 220, 220. And you got your hod carrier is going to be on about 150. All right, so that's £840 a day to have a 3-and-1 on site. Okay, we've then got to put in the £73.04. All right, so that takes us to £913.04. All right, that is to cover overheads and to cover wages. Yeah, we've got to make 913 quid a day. that me and Christian cannot, nobody can build a business by breaking even. So on top of that number, we've got to add a 20% minimum, I say it all the time, minimum profit margin. You can talk about profit, it's not a dirty word, all right? We operate at minimum 20%. I mean, that is bottom of the barrel. So that is £184.60 a day. So daily, to keep this show on the road and to keep our business moving forward, we need to make £1,097.64 every single day. Now, if you're getting a couple of quid a block divided by 3, the quota of a bricklayer is 200 blocks or 500 bricks, right? So if all of us lay 200 blocks, that's 1,200 quid. Now we've got to make 1,100 quid just to keep the show on the road. You can quickly see how it can get tricky if you lose a couple of days through the rain. You know, your overheads are you still got to make the money, you still got to cover the overheads. Like I said at the top of this video, we haven't laid a brick since, I think we've done 3.5 days since December the 5th. Which means we've then got those overheads then roll into the next month, and we've got to make double to cover the overheads. All right, I appreciate we're not paying lads wages and subbies, but we've still got to cover that money. All right, so per month we've got to find 1,460 quid. We've not really laid any bricks in December. That means in January we've got to make double that to cover that money. All right, I don't know, I hope that makes sense. I hope I've explained that okay. I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. Just know your numbers. All right, please know your numbers, because it is so easy to say, well, I'll get an X amount of money. You've still got to pay this stuff. The accountant's still got to be paid monthly. Or annually if you do it that way. We pay them monthly. You've still got to pay the insurance for the motors. Your phone's still got to be paid. It's public liability still got to be paid. We pay ours annually, but it's still got to be paid. Do not forget your profit margin. You are not going to be able to build a company without a profit margin. Not a sustainable one anyway. I'm sort of finding my feet with it a little bit now, where you see a lot of people on YouTube, 1,000 bricks a day and all that stuff. I don't buzz off of that. That's not my jam. Like, this is about helping construction workers get ahead. It's about trying to help you guys avoid the pitfalls that we fell into, and it's literally about I've done an apprenticeship in bricklaying. I didn't do an apprenticeship in business. This is stuff we've learnt along the way. It just so happens that I love business, and it's that's the gold for me. I really enjoy building the company and companies moving forward. So I will help wherever I can. If there's anything you guys are struggling with, please comment in the comments. I read all of the comments. I try and reply to all of the comments. Good and bad, comment. As long as you're not abusive, I'll reply to you. Listen, Happy New Year. God bless, and I'll see you all next Tuesday. We're back on site next week. Get in.